As parents, we all know how difficult it can be sometimes to talk to our kids, especially in their teenage years. Well, we're talking about that today with our coastal expert from Horizon Behavioral Health, Michael Porter, who is a licensed professional counselor. Hi, Michael. It's great to see you.
Hi, Natalie. It's good to be here.
So teenagers, of course, I have a daughter who is in college right now, and we all know how difficult it can be for parents to speak to their kids. How can parents really set the stage for talking with their teenagers?
It's best, Natalie, that parents keep it basic. By basic, I mean let your teenager know, hey, I'd like to talk with you more. I'd like for us to spend more time just talking, and set the stage for it by put your cell phone aside or put your notebook or your iPad down for a while, and let's just talk. I won't take up all of your time, but I would like for us to talk more. It's good to keep it just very basic and to be consistent with that, because teenagers talk very well with other teenagers, but not always with their parents or grandparents, or if they're in a foster home with their foster parents. So you have to just let them know that you would like to talk with them. And sometimes the parents have to use a little authority, because parents are a loving authority figure.
What about those one-word responses? How should this be addressed?
They are one-word experts. It's good to talk with them in a variety of places, such as if you're going to the grocery store, say, hey, come ride with me to the grocery store. If you're going to a utility company, hey, going to Home Depot, wherever you're going, come go with me. Sometimes maybe sitting on the side of their bed, or if you're walking the dog. Try to keep it in a variety of places. And if they give you a one-word answer, ask them to explain. They go, well, how was your day at school? It was okay. What made it okay? What was okay about your day?
Actually address that one-word answer.
Yes, to actually address it, because parents have to be cautious not to get frustrated, because if the parents become frustrated, they're liable to stop asking questions, and that's fine with the teenager.
And a lot of times, when you think about it, there could be so many things that your teen may be going through. And there's so many ill effects in our society. And one of the biggest things that I see in schools, and of course I'm talking about bullying, how can parents recognize if bullying is going on with their teenagers, and how can it be addressed?
Everything connects. Getting in the habit of talking with your teenager helps if he or she is being bullied. Would always tell parents and kids is a bully should be reported right away, not to wait, tell the teacher or principals first, and then when the child gets home, to tell the parents immediately.
What about violence, Michael? When you think about violence, because a lot of things that we're seeing in today's society and on the news constantly, teenagers are dealing with some type of violence. Can you tell me some ways that we can discuss violence with teenagers?
Talking about feelings. Talking about feelings. For example, if let's say there's a kid who feels that he's less of a person because he doesn't have the latest pair of Jordan sneakers. He's developing some jealousy, some anger. Let's say there's a ninth grade girl who feels she's less of a person because she has pimples on her face, and she's maybe been teased or doesn't think she's attractive anymore. Once schools or parents are in the habit of talking with the teenager about what's going on with them, who are you romantically interested in, what kind of, any teasing, bullying going on, how do you feel about your breakup with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you've been complaining that your sneakers are raggedy and you need new sneakers, everybody got a new pair. Those things may sound trivial to many adults, but in a teenager's world, it could be one of the major events. So talking with kids about expressing feelings, especially like jealousy, anger, jealousy and anger and worry, anxiety, it's important to get them used to talking about those things. Because when you look at an act of violence and you go backwards, you start rewinding the tape, so to speak, what you find is there was a feeling, there were some thoughts and feelings that happened first. before that act of violence occurred.
So, Michael, we've talked about some different issues, bullying and violence, things that teenagers deal with. But some teenagers are dealing with sexual identity issues. What are ways to address sexual identity issues?
Parents have to first realize that I love my kid despite, that the love for your child has to be the common denominator. Now, when you're dealing with teenagers with sexual identity issues, it's good to address whether it's social related. By that I mean, is it a part of popular culture? Do you have a favorite TV show or a favorite entertainer that you idolize? Because for many kids, what they have as a sexual identity issue is a lot of social confusion. And then there are some who have a bona fide identity crisis going on. It's a legitimate identity crisis. And unfortunately, a lot of the sexual identity issues, to some extent, it's become somewhat faddish, almost like a fad. So it's tricky and it's kind of delicate in dealing with it.
You wouldn't think that, but there are situations where some kids are jumping on the bandwagon.
Exactly. It happens a lot. It's like the everybody else is doing it type of thing. So you have kids who have a legitimate gender identity issue. Those who have it's part of popular culture with them. They're imitating a favorite singer, dancer, actor, or another teenager they idolize. And you have to kind of sift through that. And because kids don't always know until you've gotten into conversations with them, and then it comes out, well, I don't think I really should be a guy or a girl if they're the opposite sex. Then you have to say, okay, what is this where you're following? How did you get into this? Then they'll start talking about who they hang out with or what they watch, whether it's on YouTube or a popular TV show, and how they kind of drifted into thinking, well, maybe that's me too. And it's easy for an adolescent to drift into that.
Michael, I want to thank you for being here and for all the information that you provided today and all that you do with Horizon Behavioral Health.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to see you. If you'd like more information on Horizon Behavioral Health or any of our Coastal Experts, just go to our Coastal Experts page. You'll find that at WSAV.com.